What's good, guys? SMGEve, and today we're going to be talking about Mr. Puzzles escaping. Now, will this really happen? Will Mr. Puzzles really escape? It all depends, but I would say we're still continuing the Puzzle Vision saga, which is basically a chapter series. Not a series per se, but it's close enough. Kind of works like a chapter book. So, Mr. Puzzles, I just want to say that recently I think he attempted to escape. Or he did, who knows. But this is why I think so. Karen. Now, we all know that Karen's going to get an arc. We can clearly see that. But also, have you noticed that villains that have gone to jail, and I'm just talking about Marty here, I'm not talking about anybody else yet, but I'm just saying, why was Marty going after Karen's children? Maybe it is because she's a part of the SMG4 crew, but it's also probably, most likely, because she is the highest assassin that anyone really knows of in the series, besides Swag and Chris, although I guess they would kind of count as military guards. Anyway, so Mr. Puzzles does seem to have a connection with Karen's kids. I mean, he shows up at Karen's place randomly and talks to them about, random shows that they would like, because they're kids, they like brain rot. Trust me, I know some people. So, I've also noticed that the kids were watching Puzzle Vision, so if Puzzle Vision's still on the air, that's not what we're talking about. Because that was revealed, and that was just in We Gotta Kill Mario. Here's the thing, it was brought up briefly. It's all probably a coincidence, but we don't know that yet. But anyway, that's not the point I was going to get to. The point was, have you noticed that when Marty escaped, Karen automatically got a phone call? Well, not automatically, but she just immediately got a phone call, possibly from the assassination place she works for. I doubt it's called an assassination place, but we're just gonna go with that, okay? Please, just shut up. I see you. Just shut up, I know. Anyway, so, if Marty escaped and was wreaking havoc everywhere he went afterward, yes, that would require an assassination. But another thing is, what also would require an assassination is the one villain in the highest security vault ever in the prison. And I'm talking Mr. Puzzles. Mr. Puzzles, as we know, has a few screws loose. And he seemed to have lost a few more screws after the whole Whoppy 2024. And from what I can see, he seems to have a few different goals. Like, everything about his goals involved entertainment. And now it's not entertainment related anymore. He's just gonna straight up murder the people who have double-crossed him. And who double-crossed him? Meggy. And, oh god, should I be scared about that? Is he gonna kill Meggy? No, he wouldn't. Anyway, forget that laugh. So, here's the thing I was trying to get at. It's the fact that could have Mr. Puzzles escaped? I mean, if you look at his abilities on the wiki, yes, I know wiki isn't really relevant. I learned my lesson the first time, once before, but this time, I mean, it's got a pretty valid point. Mr. Puzzles can do different things. He can warp reality, and this is what I'm going to get at. Hear me out, okay? It's gonna be the most insane theory you've probably heard in this video. To me, it's insane, but to you, it'll probably be even more insane because, I'm probably talking nonsense to you. Alright, you ready? Mr. Puzzles has this ability, and used it once before, and I'm not saying he could possibly use it again, but in Mr. Puzzles' clubhouse, when he was going to kidnap Meggy, he teleported inside of the TV she was watching. And there's my point. He can teleport, but only in different TVs. As in, it's like, you know, it's like a connection. He has connection to different TVs, and it's not just that, he also has a connection with every other TV in the universe. Seemingly, he can change the channels automatically whenever he wants to. That's my point right there. He can control TVs, he can teleport into them. Hell, he can... And speaking of which, because somebody asked this before about the demonic keyboard, I think, in one of the streams. The demonic keyboard, really? You're gonna ask about that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Mr. Puzzles is responsible for the demonic goop surrounding the castle. And when you can see in Wattfi 2024, when he gets angry in a scene, the demonic goop starts to spawn in, just like in the castle when it started to grow. So what I think he did is he got a keyboard and used his twisted little powers and just put demonic goop on the keyboard. I don't know, that could be totally wrong, but he could have morphed it. Just think about that. I wanted to get that out of the way because we never got to talk about it last time. Next theory I'm gonna do, how powerful is Mr. Puzzles? And I think that's a pretty important one that we all need to discuss, okay? But basically, to sum it up, it is Mr. Puzzles has escaped or attempted to escape, Karen got the phone call, we're gonna get an arc based on those two. Because there's no way we can have another arc in the middle of the Puzzle Vision saga. That's just not right. That would just be an intervention listed. And seemingly how he's not done doing his evil mind games, he might as well prepare for the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed.